Morning, fantasy owners. It's time for another daily installment of Fantasy Football Rankings. As I said before, we're going to do one team a day. Today we're down to number 9. So we're working our way through these suckers. We're going to pop them out. So number 9 is a team that has a little bit of a fall from grace. Last year they surprised a lot of people, came out of the woodwork. This year had high expectations, but I don't know, the draft did not go as well for this person as I had thought. When I sat back, looked at all the players, I was very surprised. So, without holding back any more anticipation, our number 9 ranked team is the Grub. Rub it up, Drub. I think the Grub kind of shit the tub on this one. Alright, let's take a look at his players here. He has Aaron Rodgers, keeper, round 9, I think. That's an excellent keeper. He was off to a great start. I think Rodgers is the next best QB right behind Phillip Rivers and Kurt Warner. He's right there, probably top 5 QB. 5, 6, somewhere in that range. He got a B rating for me. All right, he's not in that elite with Kurt Warner and Phillip Rivers, so he didn't get that A/B rating. He got a B. He's right on the edge, though. I do expect his stats to go down this year. If the Packers are going to do well, they're going to have to run the ball if they want to get more than 6 wins this year. So I think Aaron Rodgers will actually be throwing less. Let's take a look at his running backs. All right, he got DeAngelo Williams. Fell to him at that number 10 spot. Pretty solid running back. I do see a lot of concerns with him this year, though. Jonathan Stewart's going to get a bigger role. But if DeAngelo Williams can perform like he did last year and get his 18 or 20 touchdowns, this team could outperform this rating by a long shot. But DeAngelo Williams, he gets an A rating. He could be a fantasy stud or he could be a fantasy dud. Next, we have Tim Hightower. Now, in my opinion, Beanie Wells is the better running back in Arizona. I think Grubb kind of reached on Hightower. He took him real early. There are a lot of other stud running backs out there that he could have gotten, like a Joseph Adai, a Marshawn Lynch. He went with Hightower. Hightower is maybe going to be the end zone back, but Beanie Wells is bigger than Hightower, so don't be surprised if Beanie Wells gets to take it to the house himself a lot of the time. The Hightower pick, I was back and forth. First I had you rated as a CD, but he had some big games last year, so he ended up with a C rating. I think you might actually end up playing Cedric Benson and Jamal Lewis more than you will Tim Hightower, who you took a lot earlier. All right, next, his strong suit is wide receiver. All right, he's got Reggie Wayne as his best receiver. Reggie Wayne gets a B rating. All right, he's right out the outside of that top echelon. He's a pretty solid guy, although last year's stats did take a dip. He's getting older. He doesn't have Marvin Harrison on the other side to draw coverage, so it should be an interesting year. I do think a lot of the pass-catching responsibilities are going to get passed to Dallas Clark, not Reggie Wayne like everyone expects. I think Reggie Wayne's going to get double covered, and last year we kind of saw that he wasn't able to handle that double coverage as well. His stats did take a dip. So still a solid wide receiver, can't really complain. Reggie Wayne gets a B. Next, he has Anquan Boldin, another top fantasy receiver. Hard to complain about Anquan Boldin in round 3. The guy catches passes, the guy's huge, he breaks tackles, breaks long runs, scores touchdowns. He gets a B rating. The only knock is Larry Fitzgerald's there and is going to steal some catches. And he does want to be traded, so who knows what could happen. But Anquan Boldin, stud receiver, gets a B rating. His third receivers are very solid. Vincent Jackson, I don't know. I'm not really sold on him. I guess he did have a great year last year. He got a BC rating for me. One issue that he did have, he also drafted Dallas Clark. So he has both Reggie Wayne and Dallas Clark. So basically, Dallas Clark isn't even a good bye-week replacement because he's going to have 2 receivers from the same team. For me, that's kind of a bad move right there, unless you have Fitzgerald and Boldin, which he doesn't. So that kind of hurt him. He picked Dallas Clark fairly high as well. He could have taken a running back in there that would have definitely been able to start for him. Again, like a Marshawn Lynch, a Dye, Lendell White, someone that is going to carry the rock a lot. So he gets a BC rating at that third wide receiver spot. It's very solid. Probably good chance that receiver could outperform that rating. Next, we have his defense. He chose the Packers. Again, the defensive ratings I got from another website. The Packers, they have them rated as a B. All right, it could be a big year for them if they can adapt to that 3-4 coverage scheme. That 3-4 line scheme there, who knows what can happen. They could get lots of sacks, lots of turnovers, or if the players can't adapt and make the change, they could suck. They do have a decent punt returner and kick returner, Tramon Williams, and we know that Woodson's going to get his interceptions. So it's a solid defense. Just a lot of questions right there involving them. So I don't have too much else there. His bench is a little weak. I guess he does have Benson and Lewis and Santana Moss. I don't think they're going to really scare anybody. Grubb's final rating is a 2.93, so he just edged out Jay-Z for that last spot and ended up in number 9. So number 9, we have the Grub. Who's going to be number 1? Who will it be? Do you know yet? And with that, I'm out. Have a good day, everyone.